Welcome. We are visiting values of Vedic mathematical domain scripture, Pingal Chand Vedanga. As we know that the Vedic mathematics domain scriptures are parallel with the creation format of the creator's space. It is the feature of this fourth explosion at the transcendental origin of the creator's space that the transcendence phenomenon gets initiated and it takes us to the self-referral origin of the transcendental domain itself. It is this reach at the self-referral origin of the transcendental domain which results into bridging of the transcendental cavity at the seat of the origin of the creator's space. It is this bridging in terms of self-referral format of Surya of our solar universe, which as such is the subject matter of chase of the mathematical domain applications here in this case of Pingal Chand Vedanga. The word Pingal as a word formulation takes us to TC value 18 plus 6. It is like Jyoti to Jyotish. Therefore, sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to be parallel with the mathematical values processing steps and consequential its applications as Vedic technology of chase of duty flow from orb of the sun for its reach up till the core of the earth and back to the orb of the sun shall sit comfortably and be parallel with the organization format of the knowledge as Pingal Chand Vedanga. This scripture, as we have seen, is a scripture of 8 chapters running over 309 sutras in all. Of this, chapter 1 is of the range of 15 sutras. Today, as we are initiating ourselves to be parallel with the organization format and features of the knowledge of unified Vedic mathematical domain of this scripture, as such, we are going to concentrate only up till the organization format features and values of chapter 1. This chapter is of the range of 15 sutras. The value 15 is the value parallel to the TCV of formulation Tej. So it is from Prakash, light, to Tej, glow. That is the initiation format. It further will be relevant to take note that value 15 is the TC value of formulation Ram, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. As such, in this context, this feature of 15 value is going to be of wider impact as far as the applications of this mathematical domain will be under operation. The value 15 also we know is the value of the dimensional frame of transcendental domain, that is of 5 space. The dimensional frame of 5 space is a setup of 5 solid dimensions. Therefore, it is the value of 5 solid dimensions which is going to be of the manifestation format of this chapter. This chapter, as we have seen, is a scripture of 15 sutras. It is a self contained setup. Each chapter of Pingla Chand Vedanga is a complete scripture in itself. As this organization is of 8 chapters, so on the one hand, it is parallel with the 8 yamas format. It is 8 yamas format of Devanagari alphabet. It is also parallel with the solid boundary of 8 component of creator's space. And further, it is also parallel with the value 8 itself, which is of the organization 2 raised to power 3. That is the dimensional frame of triple spatial dimensions. As such, this chapter 1 at its initiation stage itself takes us to the creator's space at its origin seat, which is a transcendental origin, and it is of the dimensional frame, solid dimensional frame of value 15. Therefore, chapter 1 is to be visited as of organization features at the origin seat of the creator's space. The origin seat of the creator's space is a transcendental origin seat. Being a transcendental origin seat, it is of value 15 of the solid dimensional frame. Therefore, when we will be visiting sutra wise the 15 sutras of this chapter, then we shall be having before us the format of the dimensional frame of 5 solid dimensions of the transcendental domain within creator's space in the role of the origin. Now, when we will be visiting this text as it is now tabulated in the sheet 4, this tabulation in itself will help us appreciate that it is in a Devanagari script. See Sutra 1. It reads as Dhi, Shri, Istri, Ma. Now these 4 syllables are set up. Dhi is the first syllable, Shri is the second syllable, Istri is the third syllable, and Ma in itself as Anubandh is an independent syllable. Therefore, this organization feature of Sutra 1 in itself, thou takes us to the formulation Dhi, which means intelligence, Shri, which means the blissful or richness, and Istri, that means the total attainment in its purified transcendental state. Now it is this triple formulations set up which are available. Now if we want to reach at the organization format of this formulation, then we shall concentrate upon the vowels of the first triple syllables. He is having elongated second vowel. Shri as well is having elongated second vowel. Istri as well is having elongated second vowel. And the Anubandh is Ma. Now see, this is called Ma Gana. The chapter 1 as such is the chapter of organization of the ganas. So gana is the formulation which provides us the structural key for unfolding the organization of chapter 1 to reach at the knowledge domain of this chapter. Now, Gana, now this organization of triple elongated second vowels is designated as Ma Gana, and the symbol of the second elongated vowel as a number value 2. It is as a long syllable symbol. Therefore, the sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity effort to be parallel with the organization, features, and values of this scripture shall well acquaint themselves with two basic additional symbols other than the symbols of the distinct letters of the Devanagari Varnamala. So, in addition to the letters of Devanagari Varnamala, one is to be well acquainted with two another symbols, one for a long syllable and other is for a short syllable. The long syllable is like a capital letters and the short syllables is like small letters, and in other context it be taken that long syllable is of value double than that of the short syllable. So short syllable be taken as a one unit value and long syllable be taken as value 2, double of the short. Therefore, in terms of numbers, this pair of additional syllables would mean to be at a line, a vertical line, like a 1 for the short symbol, and like S, a curve like this symbol as a long syllable. So line, vertical line, and the curve of the format of say S. So these two symbols are the additional symbols which deserve to be comprehended well at the outset. In the order of the Devanagari letters Varanamala set up, this first vowel O in its unmanifest form is given this symbol of a long syllable. So the vertical line is also a value 1, a number 1. It is a short vowel symbol, and the unmanifest form of the S format as it is depicted here in the table is a symbol of a long syllable. So these are two symbols, say 1 and a 2, 1 and a S, the vertical straight line and curve-like line. Now these two symbols. Now here in Sutra 1, the text reads as Dhi, Shri, Istri, Ma. However, these three syllables, Dhi, Istri, as well as the Shri, are availing a triple,
नमस्ते जी.
availing a triple elongated second vowels. So it is actually a triple application of the elongated second vowel. So when we write it ma gana, that would mean we are having a triple long syllables. In terms of the values, it is going to be as if we are having triple two. So two and two is going to be the expression. How we reach at this reach, how we reach at this setup of the values, then Here is the table. Therefore, now the reach at the format of text of Sutra 1 of chapter 1 of Pingal Chand Vedanga. This table in the first row we are rewriting the text but syllable wise. There are four columns and the four syllables of the text Dhi, Shri, Istri and Ma has been distinctively mentioned. So in the first column, in the first row, there is a mention of a Dhi. It is the first syllable of the text. In this second column, first row, the mention is Shri, then it is Istri, and last is the Mahalan. Now, how we reach at the format, organization format. That means we are having now in the second row focus upon the vowels being availed for these syllables. See, in all the three syllables, it is the elongated second vowel E which is being availed. Therefore, we have mentioned in the second row as E, E and E. It is a indicative of the vowel being availed in the text. And then in the third row, we have mentioned 2, 2 and 2. This means the value being attached with this elongated vowel is 2. So it is a long syllable. So it is the long syllable which will take us to the symbol as is mentioned in the fourth row. Therefore, this text, Dhi, Shri, Istri, and Ma, is an applied value of the mathematical formatting of the scripture. As we know that Vedic scriptures are rich in their structures as much as that the organization of knowledge and knowledge runs parallel to each other. These scriptures are not only taking us to the theoretical aspect of the knowledge, but simultaneously these scriptures also take up the applied aspects of this knowledge. Therefore, we have that being face to face with the organization format. So we have to reach at the organization format. To reach at the organization format would mean that when we will be looking at the different syllables of the text of the sutra, then our focus is to remain upon the vowels being used. So let us revisit Sutra 1 of chapter 1. It reads Dhi, Shri, Istri, Ma. Now these three syllables, Dhi, Shri and Istri, are availing a elongated E, the second vowel in its elongated form. Therefore, from this text we reach at E, E and E. From these set of vowels, we reach at values 2, 2 and 2. And from this values, we reach at the symbols S, S and S or a curved form. Now, once we will be reaching at this setup from Sutra 1, that would mean we are reaching at the format of this particular text. Now, it is this format reach which is going to be availed ultimately. We will be face to face with the mathematical domain, mathematical processes, mathematical applications, and reach and richness of this mathematical domain and the technologies along this foundation only if we will be initially face to face with the organization format. Like Sutra 1, we have to reach at the formats of Sutras 1 to 8. Why 1 to 8? As the whole organization is going to be as of 8 chapters. This value 8 is the value of Asht Prakriti, eightfold nature. The number 8 is of value 2 raised to power 3. That means it is approaching the nature in terms of a three-dimensional frame of three spatial dimensions. It is here where we can have a pause and take note that when we approach our cube or three space and it is having a cut as 8 octants, then we know that we are availing a three-dimensional frame of three spatial dimensions. Therefore, here at this initial stage itself, we can be face to face with the way this organization is leading us to its geometric format. Therefore, as we have pointed out at the outset in the previous session, that these Vedic mathematical domain scriptures are having simultaneous applications of arithmetic as numbers operations, algebraic equations, the geometric entities, and then the manifestation upon the geometric formats, and ultimately a transcendence through these geometric formats. Now we know the manifestation takes place within creators of space, that is within four space, that is along hypercube 4, the representative regular body of a four space. Now, when the manifestation as such is going to be along a creative format of the creator's space, so it will take us to the format features and values of hypercube 4, which is a fourfold manifestation layer, and this four space domain, which is of a spatial order, is enveloped within a solid boundary of 8 solid components. So it is in this context that we shall be appreciating that our cube, which is hypercube 3, is a representative regular body of a three space. So it is the three space content which manifests as a domain fold of a three space, and the ultimate manifestation comes to be as a cube, as hypercube 3. Therefore, it is this manifested state of a physical matter, it is this manifested state of space, three space content, it is this manifested entity of a three space content as the cube is going to be. And this manifestation is to be transcended. How this linear order, three space geometrical entity is to be transcended is going to be the poser and is going to be the question. It is this poser and it is this question which is being answered, and it is the answer of this transcendence from a linear order, three space domain to spatial order, four space domain, a creator space, is going to be the attainment. The whole effort of this foundation of first 8 sutras of chapter 1 of Pingla Shastra is as to how the manifested setup of a cube is having reached as 8 octants. How the cube splits into 8 subcubes, or in other context, how the 8 cubes together synthesize as a cube. So it is this split of a cube as 8 subcubes, or in other words, it is this synthesis process of 8 cubes as a single cube, which is going to be the attainment of this foundation organization formats of Sutra 1 to Sutra 8. Now, when we have reached at the geometric format of Sutra 1 as triple two values or elongated triple setup, then it is given a name. The name is given as a Ma. So the letter Ma is being taken as the name of the Gana of this sutra. So it is a Ma Gana. It is said that Sutra 1 Dhi Shri Istri Ma is of the geometric format of Ma Gana. When we say Ma Gana, it would mean triple values 2. So it is triple planes. So two space as a dimension and the triple such dimensions. So as we are acquainted and we are dealing with the three-dimensional frame as a setup of three linear axes or three lines, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. If instead of this setup of three lines setup, three linear axis setup, three-dimensional frame as a setup of three lines, if we transit into the dimensional frame of triple spatial dimension, means we are having now three planes. If instead of three lines, if we have three planes, so a dimensional frame of triple spatial dimensions is being taken as the processing apparatus of this geometric format. So Magana is a setup of triple long syllables. These are triple spatial dimensions. We are having three planes now. The geometric setup of the space within a dimensional frame of triple spatial dimensions makes a setup which is designated as Ma Gana. Like this, as Sutra 1 is taking us to Ma Gana, the next Sutra 2, Vara Saya. This Vara Saya as well, like Sutra 1, is a setup of triple syllables and Anubandha Ya. The first syllable Va is having vowel A, the first vowel. Therefore, it has value 1. The second syllable Ra is having an elongated first vowel. That means A plus A is making this A. This long vowel is having value 2. So the syllable of a curved line. Then the third syllable as well is having elongated first vowel, that is A plus A. So the value 2, and so the symbol of the long syllable. So it is this setup of one line and two planes when we will be approaching this universe in terms of a dimensional frame consisting of one dimension as a line and the other two dimensions as planes. So one line and two planes is the triple setup. So when in place of our three-dimensional frame of three lines, we are replacing it by a dimensional frame of one line and two planes, then it will make another Gana, it will make another group, it will make another set of dimensions. So it is this collective setup of a line and a pair of planes which makes a Yagana. So the first sutra is taking us to a dimensional frame of triple planes and it becomes Magana. The second sutra is taking us to Varasaya. It again is a setup of three dimensions, one of which is a linear and other two are spatial. This dimensional frame of triple dimensions, one of which is a line and other two being the planes, then this triple dimension setup is a Yagana. So from Magana, we are reaching at a Yagana. Now see the letter Ma and Ya, it makes a Me. When we will be reaching a Surya Siddhant, the ultimate astronomical scripture of the Vedic order, then we will know that Surya, the sun, had imparted its knowledge only to May. So May is a Rakshas, May is a devil. That would mean that we have to be distinctively resting for complete comprehension under each of the gana. So Ma gana and Ya gana are two distinct ganas. The dimensional frame of triple dimensions, of which all the three dimensions are planes, makes a Ma gana. A three-dimensional frame of triple dimensions, of which one dimension is line and other two dimensions are planes, make a Yagana. Now, in the third sutra, we are reaching at Ka, Guhu, Ura. Now, the first syllable Ka takes us to elongated A, so value 2. The second syllable takes a gu, u, it is a short vowel, it takes value 1. And likewise, ha is availing a elongated first vowel, so it takes value 2. Therefore, the third gana, the third three-dimensional frame of triple dimensions being availed as a format consists of the first dimension as a plane, second dimension as a line, and third dimension as well as a plane. So Ragana is a three-dimensional frame of which the first dimension is a plane, second dimension is a line, and third dimension again is a plane. Now see, the fourth gana is designated as a sa gana, and this is va sudha sa. Va, the first vowel, is having a vowel a, the first vowel, and as such line 1, and as such the dimension is a line. The second syllable is su, it is having a short third vowel u, value 1. As such, the second dimension as well here is a line. And the third dimension of this sagana is a plane. So the fourth three-dimensional frame being availed as a format is a sagana, and it consists of first dimension as a line, second dimension as a line, third dimension as a plane. Let us have a pass. We have reached up till the four ganas. First Ma gana, in which all the three dimensions are plane. Second is Yagana, in which one dimension is a line and two dimensions are planes. The third is Ragana. Here, one dimension is a line and two dimensions are plane. However, the placement of these dimensions is, in the case of Yagana, the first dimension is a line, second is a plane, and third is a plane. In case of Ragana, first is a plane, and the middle dimension is a line, and the third dimension again is a plane. So it is the sequence in which these dimensions have their placements is having their distinct contribution. Therefore, it is not only that whether the line is a dimension or a plane is a dimension is important, but equal important is in which sequence these dimensions are marking their presence. So in case of Sutra 1, in case of Magana, all the three dimensions are plane. However, in case of Yagana, there are three dimensions of which one is a line. However, the first dimension is a line and then follows by second dimension as a plane and plane. In case of Ragana, the first dimension is a plane. So it is this distinction which also is to be kept in mind while we will be having an appreciation of the distinctive role, distinctive contribution, distinctive reach, values of the eight-dimensional frames of eight octants of eight subcubes being availed here in this scripture. Now let us have a further glimpse of fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth three-dimensional frames as foundational format being availed by the Pingal Chand Vedanga. Therefore, it will be a blissful exercise to see how, as if we are having two entities of, say, two colors, and we want to fill a three gaps, or we have three holes in which we have two balls to be put, red and a blue. So we have to fill three holes with balls of red and blue color. When we'll have this exercise, we will see that we are having eight different ways in which these three holes stand filled with the red and white balls. Or instead of red and white balls, we can use it numbers 1 and 2. Or further, we can have it in terms of lines and planes. Therefore, at this initial stage, it will be a blissful exercise to be face to face with this organization format of the text of Pingal Chand Vedanga in Sutra 128 of chapter 1, where the three dimensional frames are being have are being had as of eight generic setups in terms of the lines and the planes. So linear dimensions and spatial dimensions are the specific entity features which are being availed here. In our classical and orthodox mathematics, we are availing only line as a dimension. However, here line and plane both are being taken up, both are being availed, and it is because of it the richness of the mathematical format of Vedic systems is more glaring, more blissful, and is of more greater potentialities. From this, we will be taking up further in the next session. Thank you very much.